Corruption, the abuse of an entrusted power for private gain. On this basic definition Fishman and Golden gives us, we can say that trust should occur in the first place as a condition sine qua non. Corruption is impossible. We could immediately associate it with politics, although power is present in any social interaction. In a democratic political system, a politician doesn't want to lose that power. He has to ensure voters will keep trusting him. Therefore, corruption should escape public knowledge, and that's why it is important to prevent it and fight against it, keeping close what can harm the system and ourselves as a consequence. The mere elusive condition of corruption difficults the way of measuring it. The three more accepted ways are expert ratings, surveys, and audits. The latest usually in case-by-case scenario and is more expensive. One of the measures with the highest academic consensus, although not without discussion, is the Composite Index from International Transparency. This index takes perception surveys, not applied by them, and average them together. In a global scale, according to 2020 report, Mexico occupies the 31st place at the perceived level of public sector corruption in 180 country territories around the world, positioned closer to the high corruption score. The perception is not produced by a spontaneous generation. Usually, the corruption scandals covered by the media and obviously the self-experience of citizens helps in creating awareness among themselves. In Mexico, there are cases of rank corruption like La Estafa Maestra, in which 5,073 million of pesos were diverted from public resources through a network that implicates many public institutions and universities. Besides, the same method can be applied in a local case, for petty corruption, just like the surveys realized in class that showed an increase in unofficial payments in public schools since the quarantine by COVID-19. As a strategy for fighting corruption, in July 18, 2016, Congress of the Union approved the first package of anti-corruption laws that gave rise to the National Anti-Corruption System, SNA. This system tries to coordinate efforts with the State Anti-Corruption System, SLA or SEA. In theory, the system should work as a decentralized organism that surveils government by researching and punishing public and police corruption. However, in Nuevo León, Héctor Vera, a member of a group of citizens and civil society organization that fight against corruption, Coalición Anticorrupción, made two main critiques to the system. The decentralized status is not existent, and the state coordination is nil. The decentralization is not achieved due to the partidistic proceeds in electing charges that relegates the system labor to an administrative function as another government apparatus. On the other hand, the SLA keeps the state laws, and the reform period the national laws stipulate, 3 years, has already passed, and just few states were able to reform their laws to ensure the correct functioning of the SNA. As an alternative, the designation of institutional positions should be in charge of civil society, and for accurate surveillance, the students and academic community should be considered and encouraged to participate. And this is because, although as we have seen, corruption tends to be politicized, there are some other theoretical perspectives that have studied the issue and could give us other solutions. Economics and sociology, for example. From economics, the multiple equilibrium phenomenon would say that corruption occurs due to a cost-benefit consideration, the cost of adopting corrupted or honest behaviors. Corruption is not something you can eradicate, but to diminish, by creating incentives to reduce the cost of honest behavior. In this part gets connected with law, obviously. On the other hand, sociology could add that the equilibrium phenomenon, the theory of contingent behavior, in which not only rational costs are considered, but the perception of the individuals, behaviors that depends on what others are doing. And talking about perception, we could approximate the issue from how media portrays corruption and so on and so on. But at this point, we can see how interesting, important, and urgent this theme is to our daily life. And well, hoping this was useful in some way, gonna thank you for your time and say goodbye.